My current horse now is JP's Pride. He was a $400,000 purchase as a yearling by Bob Lothenbach. He was Breeders' Cup nominated, but unfortunately he did not have the talent to make it. He was in our barn, and in 2019 I fell in love with him. I walked down the shed row, and just there's something about him that he'd peek his head out and just be full of personality. And you know, there's 54 horses in this barn, so for one to really poke my interest and for me to really love means a lot. And he disappeared for a year and a half. Well, I guess didn't disappear, but Bob turned him out, and I didn't really follow where he went, so I kind of thought, you know, he moved on. And then he came back a year and a half later into our barn, and I walked down the shed row, and he peeked his little head out, and I couldn't remember his name, it was too long. But I did a double take, and I said, that is the same horse, but he was a little bit more grown up and a little chunkier, and he looked a little bit different. But I loved him, and I told my dad, I said, I really, really want this one when he's done. And he was doing good in the races, and then at the end of the meet, there's about 2 weeks left, and I said, you know, what's the plan for this horse? And my dad said, well, you know, I can talk to Bob and see. And he let me gallop him, which I am not a gallop person by any means, but he let me gallop him on the training track just to get a feel for him to see if I liked him, and that made me fall in love even more. So at that point, you know, I really, really fell in love, and then he ran his last race, and I think he ran 4th. So I was a little nervous that he wouldn't retire him, and Bob said, you know what, you can have him. And I still have the horse to this day, and he's been wonderful for me. I Western ride him, I English ride him, I ride him bareback. He's been all over the country with me, so that's just one of my personal stories on, you know, all it takes is to walk down the shed row, and they kind of come to you on which horse, you know, you click with right